4 writing hacks you can apply to your essay, assessment, or presentation. Most writers suffer from the same common problems of long sentences, wrong words, complicated words, or slow writing. Number 1 is statement then detail, and this solves the problem of long sentences. I know I have a long sentence when I have more than 1 comma, although sometimes 1 comma is 1 comma too many, or if it's longer than 50 words. Ideally, sentences should be between 10 and 25 words, and the shorter the better. I break up my long sentence into 2 sentences at least. The first sentence is the statement sentence, and that gets my point across to the reader. For example, I went for a run today. I then followed up with a detail sentence that provides not just extra detail, it might provide data or a concrete example. In this case, the example would be, I ran 10 kilometers along the path by the river. My second sentence builds a visual story in their mind. Number 2 is accuracy, and this solves the problem of wrong words. We often use the wrong word or multiple wrong words where an accurate word would be better. For example, instead of using amplifying or intensifying words like really, very, extremely, extra, or exceptionally, use the accurate word. For example, furious instead of really angry, filthy instead of very dirty, gorgeous instead of exceptionally beautiful, or spotless instead of extra clean. Accurate words are simpler to use and easier for your reader to understand. Which brings us to number 3, which is simplicity. The average person has a reading level of a 7th or 8th grader, which is about a 14-year-old. So the last thing you want to be doing is using complicated words that make it harder for you to write and harder for your reader to understand. I have never found a good reason to use the words furthermore, moreover, or additionally in my work. There is nothing wrong with using also. I also use X to determine why. I don't need to write furthermore, I use X to determine why. Can you imagine a 14-year-old using the word furthermore in conversation? And this is a great way to judge the simplicity of your writing. Read your writing out loud. If it's not how you would sound normally in a conversation, it probably means you're using complicated words. Accurate and simple words make it easier and faster for you to write and clearer for your reader to understand. Number 4 is no editing. I used to fall into the trap of writing a sentence and then editing it over and over again to make it better because I wasn't happy with it. And then when I finally was sort of happy with it, I'd move on to the next sentence and do the same thing. I'd find by the end of the day I could have spent hours writing it and I might only end up with 4 sentences, which still weren't perfect. Or worse, the next day I would start writing again and not be happy with anything I wrote the previous day and then edit them again. So I set myself this rule of never editing until I had a complete draft written. And it doesn't matter if some of the writing is bad because I'm going to edit it later anyway. And what I found was after I stopped editing, my writing actually improved. And that's because I wasn't slowing my writing down. And the ideas in my mind are now able to flow smoothly into my writing. Using these 4 tools is 10x my writing, if not more, and you can use them to take control of your writing and solve your particular problem.